I'm Najma Kota, live with you on Salam Media on News and Views. This morning, we welcome Nuri Jetham, an accredited Hajj operator, to the program. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, sister?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. Sister Nuri, tell us about the new changes that the Hajj system is for this year, for the Hujjaj, or is it the agencies?
Uh, there is not very much changes currently, presently. It's still that you have to be accredited by Sahuk on the list, and that you then eventually choose a travel agent by means of their packages being on the website of Sahuk. You engage in them in choices of this. Alhamdulillah, South Africa is still working via the Sahuk and Abeta, which makes the agent, enables the agents to liaise with the Hujjaj as such and talk to them. Whilst most of the world has already changed onto the B2C system, where it's computerized and you go online and you choose your package via the system and pay for it, you do not engage with agents as such. So South Africans are pretty lucky to still have this year where you can engage with your operator. They could express it to you, because everything now is becoming technological, from Umrah to Hajj as such.
Right, and I remember now that you're saying this, I think that system failed last year, and so I agree with you. I'm glad that we still are able to engage directly with our agents. So, has this changed in Europe and other countries?
In Europe, America, most countries around the world have already started. The plan is to eventually have every country on this system, whereby it will be controlled via the service providers in the kingdom after they study the different methods that or date structures that go into place. Eventually, I do believe most of the early, like we are privileged to have at this stage, departures will become something of the past, because they will. When I look at the systems, they propose mostly 4, 5, 3, 2 weeks Hajj as such, and it's controlled by service providers the way Umrah was controlled. So you go online, you choose whichever package you want, you pay by your credit card. Despite the first year being feeding procedure and it wasn't very successful, I think they've started working very strongly with it, and they've asked assistance from agents. At the end of the day, no matter how much technology, you still need the knowledge and the assistance of the well-spoken travel agents who have years of experience in order to make any Hajj package or any Hajj system successful. I do know that it all started 40 years ago with the Muallim system. There was no agents. They made the packages. We sold their packages. So what the flip is now coming into process is they will make the packages and the clients will choose the packages now. They are like, the middle person is the travel agent that they're trying to eliminate. But unfortunately, they still have to turn to them for advice. So Shukr, South Africa is not on that system yet.
Right, but then, of course, as an agent, you are dreading this because they're cutting you out of the whole communication process, and of course, do you then operate as a Hajj service provider?
Look, right now, we are Hajj service providers. We engage, and our South Africans have the privilege. So does a few other countries have the privilege. But it's not about dread. I've looked at it seriously, and I've realized that even if they go onto the system, they're still going to need our assistance and advice. And maybe eventually they will realize that they will still take our advice of packages, but they will control it. The control will be them, the control will be online, and the control will be by the muassasas will fall away into these companies. And it is a little bit of concern to us as agents. I'm not going to deny
Right.
that. It
Right,
is a bit of
absolutely.
concern. The British guys have been saying, like, they become redundant in the Hajj. So it is a bit of a worry for us as such. I cannot deny that. We
Mm.
can pay the Hujaj, go online, go and do this if that comes in. But that's
Mm.
basically it that we will be able to do in the Hajj.
Right. So in terms of the agents, I do understand that this will have an impact on what you provide as an agency. However, does this then eventually make it easier at all for the Hujjaj?
You see, with that system, unless they have all the knowledge of the way South Africans travel, the way I'm just taking our country into
Mm.
consideration, they need our brain, our knowledge of how we move, the likes and dislikes, in order to make a perfect South African package, which is every package is unique. Every
Hmm.
country is unique in the way they do the movement of Hajj. So
Right.
once this comes in, they'll need our advice, or if they still have teething problems, they'll eventually have to look at us assisting them in specific ways or empowering us to guide the Hujjaj because the Hujjaj still won't know. I go online, I log in. How do I choose? Which do I choose? Why do I see only 3 weeks, 2 nights in Medina? I'm forced to take it. You
I
understand? Because,
understand.
but
Absolutely.
then
Yes.
if we look at it, we used to take their packages in the past. So it
Hmm.
just needs, it's electronic now and needs
Right.
to be treated to our ways that we've changed things around. Now we've
Okay.
got the Aziza concept. In the past, you had full stay Makkah. Nobody dreamt it was a sin to go to Azizia. Now it's a
Mm.
want to go to Azizia because when you want to come out of Mina, you come to Azizia and
Hmm.
you come and refresh and go again. But on the other side, flip side as well, this Azizia has been putting a lot of Hujjaj not to want to stay in Mina. Any golden opportunity, they run back to Azizia instead of staying in Mina with the hardships and what they paid for is mashar, to stay in that grounds, to bear it and
Mm.
understand it and
I
feel the
hear what you're
captain of
saying.
Hajj. You understand?
Right.
So we've made it
Yes.
very easy for our Hujjaj.
I hear that. I hear that. Nuri, thank you so much for enlightening us on this. I'm sure Salam Media will catch up with you as we go along to watch the Hajj season. So, yeah, we wish you all the best and
I just
Jazakallah
wanted,
khairan for your
yes,
time. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
inshallah, I just wanted to bring something forth as well. This
Sure.
Sunday, between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock at the Houghton Hotel, we'll be having visual Hajj presentation as well as Hajj logistics and the opportunity to showcase and look at our packages as well and discuss the Hajj as such. This will be at the Houghton Hotel on the 7th, the Sunday, between 2 and 5. All Hujjaj are welcome.
Okay, Jazakallah khair for that. And we're hoping that the accreditation list is then out so that the Hujjaj that are invited will be able to, will have reason to attend your presentation, inshallah. But I'm sure you'll have a good turnout. Jazakallah Nuri. Thank you so
Inshallah.
much for your
Shukran.
time.
Shukran. Masalama.
Afwan. Uh,
Shukran.
Afwan, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. And that wraps up today's program of News and Views with Najma Kota. It's been a pleasure being with you for the holidays edition. I'm sure our team will be back after the holidays. We've had a team working behind the scenes, of course, Alexis and Abdul Salam. I thank them for their participation and their hard work as well. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you. As always, on Salam Media. This is Najma Kota bidding you farewell. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.